Hey everyone, this is Aaron, prepping Ohio, and we're down at the bottom of my driveway here, under the big pole light. Now this pole light's been here for many years, long before the garage was here, which the garage of course has a lot of good memories in, a lot of fun in there. I really wanted to show you something here. The driveway has a big hill on the left side here, which of course is not showing up in the video. But my friends and my brother and I, as children, we used to sit right here. And because of the pole light, there was a lot of bats, especially this time of the year. And we always thought it would be kind of cool to see what a bat looks like. We've never really, at that time, we had never really seen what a bat looks like. Growing up, we didn't have the internet, and the internet wasn't around then, so we kind of just took matters into our own hands, and we noticed that bats would chase rocks. So we threw rocks up in the air out of the driveway over to the yard, which of course Dad hated because he mowed and rocks would go flying, and that really upset him. But we also discovered that when the bats would come to the rocks, we could throw another rock and try to hit the first rock. And after many, many long nights of sitting here, we finally was able to hit a bat with a rock. We knocked it down, and it landed over in the yard, and we went over and looked at it, and then, of course, everybody felt bad, like we just killed this poor little winged mouse thing. And, you know, that was kind of a funny moment, really, looking back at it. At the time, we're like, oh, man, what do we do with this thing? But this pole light, and of course it's glaring in the camera, but it's just a normal pole light. I think those are sodium bulbs. I think that's what those are called. But right here, this was our PlayStation. This was our Xbox. This bump right here, this is what we did for many, many nights. As teenagers, there were no cell phones. There was no internet. There was no social media. This is what it was. Some friends would ride their bicycles up from town, and we must have thrown a million rocks. And finally we got a bat. So, I don't know, that's probably terrible by today's standards, but whatever, man. It's one of the fun things we did. Well, it's a rainy morning here in southeastern Ohio, and it rained all night, and it's supposed to rain all day. Oh, hey, there's a squirrel. Can you see him very good? And maybe you can see him moving up there. I can't hold the camera still. Let's see if I can sit down. There, well, you can kind of see him. This isn't the greatest camera in the world. But of course, he's not moving now, but he knows I'm watching him. So, I think maybe you can see his outline there. Let me see if I can. And this camera really sucks. But anyway, it rained all night, but it's nice and cool out finally. The garden is not flooded like I thought it would be. I went out last night, well, kind of in between raindrops, and dug little trenches towards the end to keep the ponding to a minimum, and there's nothing there. So either that worked, or it just didn't rain very much. I know it rained all night, but it must not have rained very well. There's some ponding down there in the driveway, so maybe it did rain a bunch. I don't know. I guess I slept through most of it. There's something in the feeder. That's just a bird. I thought it was a squirrel poking his head in there. He must not have wanted to be on camera. So I don't really have a lot of plans for today. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm kind of surprised with the solar right now. It's 13.8 volts coming in, and it's really overcast. Of course, you probably can't tell on this crappy camera. There goes a squirrel running up the side of the tree, and he stopped moving. There he goes. Yeah, the solar's doing a lot better than what I expected for as overcast as it is. I did order an amp gauge and a volt gauge to put on it. Wow, did you see that? There it goes. Because I really have no idea what's going on with it. Way down there. and I'm getting tired of pulling out my multimeter and having to put on it. And I can't really check the amps unless I disconnect wires, and I'm just not doing that. So I'll just get a gauge that way. Well, the rain stopped and the sun came out, and as soon as the sun came out, the cicadas went crazy. Again, they're so loud. And I thought I'd come out and check on the garden here. Something's been eating the tomatoes. I'm not sure what that is. Like the older leaves. The newer leaves look fine. Well, sort of. Maybe not. They look kind of bad, too. Something's chewing on them. I do have one little tomato there. And again, I don't know what kind of tomato this is. These were given to me. I won't have to run the watering system today because it rained a bunch. This little guy here, there's no tomatoes yet, but he's got a little bloom down there, and they're still kind of adjusting from being transplanted here. Sweet potatoes are looking pretty darn good. Kind of surprised about that. It's only been, what, a couple days here, and they're doing pretty good. Something's eating on them too, though. There's a cicada. I don't know if you can see him crawling over there. Darn thing. I'll go look at him here in a minute. But it rained hard, and then the sun just came out. And like I said, as soon as the sun came out, these things come out. These little things. Oh, they're so loud. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, look how good those are doing. Kind of surprised about that, but I don't know what's eating on them. I don't see any bugs on them. These little gnat-looking guys here. I don't know if that's what's doing it. I don't know. Maybe it is those. But tomatoes are suffering. I've grown a bunch of tomatoes in my life, and I've never really seen this before. There's like weird little white spots. Kind of looks like bird poop. I don't know what's doing that. So I thought about, I've really been craving deep-fried fish, and I was going to do that today, but I can't really trust the weather, so I think I'm not going to do that. I don't really want to do it inside with electric deep fryer. I think I'd rather use the Dutch oven on an open fire, but with the rain the way it is, I don't think we're going to be doing that. So that might be a video for another day. Blackberries are looking pretty good here. And the camera will focus in on those. That's kind of a late summer, early fall thing. These little guys look pretty good. Really like them. These vines suck though. Those thorns, and of course the camera won't focus. I'm having a hard time seeing the camera because it's so bright out now. Having a hard time focusing because of darn bugs. So, the blackberries look like they're going to be pretty good this year. I'm pretty happy about that. And this is not a blackberry patch here. This is just some that started growing in between my property and the road. So, oh yeah, look at this guy. That's a stink bug. I hate those things. They don't bite or anything, but you touch it and you can't really get the smell off of you. It's like a sickening sweet smell. So, I'm going to get away from him. There's the blueberries. There's a bunch of them on there. And raspberries that we planted. I've decided to come over and bugs kind of hang out with the blueberries, which is probably bad. They're kind of crushing them down in there. Some bird is kind of angry. I've always had problems with the blueberries. It seems like the birds like them a lot more than I do. And they're always on here. The birds, I mean, not the blueberries. Blueberries are here, but once they turn blue, it seems like the birds come and get them real quick. So maybe that's something I'll have to address. I used to use those bird nets. It's kind of, it looks like chicken wire, but it's, I don't know if it's nylon or what it is, but he had it draped over everything. And it stopped the birds because the birds would get tangled up in it and die. And every day I was cutting birds out. So I just did away with all that. And look at that cicada. I'm just thinking, man, they're everywhere. Look at these things. Little flies, too. Damn things. These cicadas. So yeah, the blueberries. I don't see a single blue one. I don't know if it's just too early, or if the birds are coming in and picking them off as soon as they turn blue. But I know there's berries here now, so I'm going to keep an eye on this.